So I hope you had great meditation this morning. It is time to say Happy Valentine's weekend. It is coming closer. It's happening tomorrow. Um, there are a couple of things that I like to share with you in about this whole thing about Valentine's, but not about the significance of it or anything, but some other things that I gathered over this past week. Um, there was this woman, um, a couple, this wife, at some point she says, well, the bathroom door seems to be broken. Can you look at it? And the husband says, I'm not a builder. And then another time she says, the sink is, leaking. Can you look at it? And the man says, I'm not a plumber. And and then he says, the vehicle is broken. Can you look at it? I'm not a mechanic. So one day he comes home and everything works fine. The car and the sink and the bathroom door, and he's happy. And he says, I asked my neighbor to fix that. And so he says, what that husband asks, like, what did he ask for? And she says, well, he said, I can either bake a cake or kiss him. And so and then her husband asks, what did you bake for? What did you bake for him? And she says, I'm not a baker. So this is just a simple story, and it tells, sometimes when you ignore their requests, it can go that far. um, but the story was telling, this message that it could end up not just by kissing, but sleeping also go that far. And that's because when you ignore their requests, sometimes smallest thing is the most important thing. And you know it's important the way you respond to things in a relationship, the way they say even that the family that pray together stay together. The prayer is important, the way they say the words important. Coming together for spiritual time, if you don't pray, these are important, like ways to show gratitude. In Tibetan Buddhism, there's a thing of showing gratitude to the food that you received. And there is a whole ceremony involved in that. And we have done that at school, at Harvard Divinity, with our Tibetan Lama friends, and I enjoyed it. It's a bit about 20 minutes process. The food goes cold by that point, but it is nice that you show gratitude. And also in Christian tradition and in even in Theravada tradition, we say, I'm grateful for the food that I received and whoever, prepared it, whoever started it, like the farmers and all, may they rejoice in their good karma, that kind of gratitude. So even the prayer time, is a time to say, I'm grateful that you earn for the family. I'm grateful that you cook this food. It's everybody's responsibility to have good food coming to the table, and somebody somewhere is working hard to make that happen. And also your husband, wife, they both work hard to make it. Relationship starts with the engagement ring and goes to wedding ring, and then it can go to bullying and to suffering and other rings. But if it goes toward caring, loving. That's where, you know, you begin understanding. And it's most important that you also remember that your parents are the most loving. Uh, since your childhood. And if on this Valentine Day, if they're around, if you can have a date. So it is the story of this wife who said on their wedding anniversary to her husband, said, you go dress very well and you go have a date with your mom. And he gets into emotions like, honey, we can have this time for ourselves. And she says, no, you go and have a date with your mom. And he goes so happy, and she's also tearing. I mean, his mom is so happy, and she's dressed in her very beautiful um, dress that she wore when she got married to her husband. And they go to their favorite restaurant and have a nice time. And she says, can we have this another time? And he happily agreed. And he came home, and unfortunately, within 1 week, before they had the next week, his mother died. But then somebody brought this letter, and in it said she had made arrangements for a date with his wife, and she had said, "This was the best time of my life. Thank you for doing this, and you have no idea how much this means to me." And it's amazing that this wife made arrangements to have this date with her husband, with that mother for her husband. And it went so far, like it had this healing effect, somewhat rejuvenating for all these family members, loving and caring. So the Buddha said, sometimes, your relationship is dead, and you live with someone who wants to flourish in their relationship. So this the Buddha named as Chavo Chavaya Sadding, Chavo Devaya Sadding Samvasati. So Chavo is the corpse, the dead body, living with Devaya. Deva is the divine person, someone who has hopes, someone who lives long. The divine life is very long, and someone who wants to enjoy. And this is a dead relationship. It is torture. And sometimes Devo Chava is Sadding Samvasati. It is a divine person living with, again, vice versa. Like Devo is the husband living with the dead relationship, which is the wife in this case. There's no love coming, no caring, nothing in that. And so then Devo Devya Sadding Samvasati. The divine being living with divine being. They both want to flourish in their love and caring. And um, the first one is Chavo Chavaya, like the corpse, the dead relationship, living with the dead relationship. Second one is Chavo Devya, the dead relationship, living with the dead wife, well, a flourishing wife relationship. And then Devo Chavaya, a wife is in divine union, and but the husband is not responsive to that. So, and then the final one, Devo Devya, living in divine relationship in both ends, flourishing and caring. And in relationships, you can always, make that decision, like whatever the other party says is right. One is always right, and the other one is always husband, they say. But you can just, at the heat of some moments, you can say, you are right. Not even say that. You just stop there, not argue, not wanting to correct, not wanting things to like come your way, particularly the past baggage, the past 2 3 weeks baggage come your way and erupts, wanting to respond. And this is when we need patience, and we all need that. And there will be so much love, good things, and the light won't be taken off from you. You will be loving and light. Every day will not be Valentine's, but it's possible that most days will be that way. And when this is respected, the boundaries, love and care. So looking at each other with pleasant eyes, blending with milk and water, inseparable. These are the beautiful things that you could think of in relationship. And also rejoicing in each other's good things. And unity, samagga, unity, sammodamana, rejoicing, avivadamana, not debating, not arguing. Anyamanyang hipiechako hipasanta, looking at each other with pleasant eyes. Hiro the kibota, mixed, blended like milk and water. This is where the Buddha says, monks live happily, monks live in union with each other. And also it works in relationships. It works in any relationship. So thank you for listening. Any questions before I close? Any comments? Anything that came to your mind?
Yes, when are you opening back up for in-temple meditation?
When are we opening?
Yes.
I guess that's a question that we are wondering also. It's hard to know precisely when, because we are a big community, and not just this meditation event we are doing, we also do like events for our Sri Lankan American community that's pretty large, and if they all happen to come, COVID restriction rules applied by the government won't really be in place. So we do have a larger space, but we are still not quite. It seems like we are not quite ready yet with the new strains, and the vaccines are not, coming all ages. So I can say not they are in discussion as yet, but if it happens, please come and join us on site. We will see, we will let you know if that is the case. And let's be patient in that. Anything else?
Thank you.
Yeah, enjoy this day. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Kanona, every one of you. May you have a blessed day, and see you next Saturday or before.
Thank you, Hamdane. Peruan Saranai.
Peruan Saranai.